racing, that's all you ever think about.
Hey everyone, so it's that time of year again, and I'm going to try and do a quick sort of end of year debrief sort of thing. And as always, I promise you no promises when it comes to how long it takes. So yes, let's get straight into it. 2020. Wow, what a year. Yeah, it has its ups and downs for everybody, I'm pretty sure, and myself is, I'm no exception to that. Obviously, the fact that I've been very lucky, and I have been one of the few people that have been out on track, which has been really good. But that's pretty much where the luck ends, unfortunately, with myself. Yeah, so this year has been a difficult one for many reasons, for many people. When it comes to on track, I've been very fortunate in the fact that I've managed to drive with a few different championships that I hadn't driven with before. Met loads of really great people. Developed new relationships, and I've also seen a lot of the people that from around the paddocks and stuff, from series that I have been in before and things, and catch up with people. So it's been really good from that point of view. I have driven a safety car, which was really good fun, and I'd really like to do it again. So hopefully there'll be more of that in the future. I've got my ASGUK Grade C license after a wonderful day with the motorsport school. So thank you to them, and again, hopefully I can do a lot more of that in 2021, because obviously the end of this year we've not really been able to do any. So fantastic. And then on track, other than being there, there are positives to take away, but unfortunately the only two things I've picked up this year are these two second places with Alan and EPS, and a third place trophy for the championship, which I will put here somewhere. It's not really the norm for me to have such a sort of light trophy load at the end of the year. Usually I've got a lot more silverware to show off, as I'm hopefully showing you now. Yes, I've done less racing in 2020, but I've also had a lot more bad luck, I'd have said, in 2020. I've raced with a few different teams in a few different series, as I've mentioned, and for one reason or another, just fluke luck, something has seemed to have gone wrong whenever I've been in a strong position. I don't want to get too much into details, but it's been a mixture of mechanicals, nothing bad against any of the teams that I've been with at all. It's just fluke stuff like sensors coming loose, waters getting into carburetors, or getting into spark plugs. What else have we had? Wheel bearings, and pretty much most of this stuff is all in endurance racing as well. I think an exhaust, we've been down on power because of a fuel surge issue, and it's just things like that you can't prep for before the weekend to really, prevent it from happening. And I know it's not just me that's suffered from some of those things at some weekends as well. I know that one or two other people have experienced similar issues. So it's just luck of the draw whether it happens to you. It's just been unfortunate to us that usually I've been in a strong position when it's happened. So, from that side of things, the teams that I've been with have been brilliant. TSR, 40/40 Racing, Peak Performance Reviews, that one, Pro Kart Engineering, everyone that I've been involved with this year, brilliant to be involved with. I'd really like to get back out with a lot of you guys, or all of you guys again, really, at some point, and race in something. I would, like to thank all of the people in those teams as well for the opportunities that I've been given, and the equipment that I have been given, because when it's not gone wrong, the equipment's been good. I mean, my pace has been really good. In the KAs, even with the fuel surge issue, I think I was top 3 or top 4 fastest in the sprint racing when it comes to fastest lap. Even though we were down on power before that weekend, and then with the issue that we had as well, we were even further down on power. So, it shows that there's pace in the car and there's pace in myself. Consistency in EPS. I've shown this year on 1 or 2 occasions that for a length of time I can run to 2 or even 3 hundredths of a second, lap after lap after lap, without missing a beat. Which is obviously now something that I'm working towards to become my new norm, whereas my current norm is a couple of tenths. It's now, let's work towards the hundreds. So fingers crossed I can sort that out sometime soon. But yeah, so there's that. In the Mazdas, I was showing great pace. I think I still took 4th fastest lap, out of the entire grid in that second race. Once I'd got a bit of seat time, got a bit of confidence in the car, really turned the wick up. That's the pace that I was doing. Come from the back to 7th, I think I'd got to, and then sensor comes loose. And it's one of those things that, all the prep in the world wouldn't have prevented it from happening, because I know that it happened to other people in cars as well during the year. So it's just a shame that it happened when it did. But yeah, that's racing. Unfortunately, that's motorsport. Really. With the 116s, jumped in. I think I got 10th in qualifying, something like that, which isn't bad at all to jump into a grid of 30 and then boom straight into sort of the top 10 in a car that I'd never driven it before. In the race, I went from pit lane to P4, and then with the pace of the team and I think we had an exhaust issue in the final stint as well. I think we still finished top 15, so it's still pretty respectable. But yeah, again, got us there. We were there, or could have been there or thereabouts, sort of. But again, wasn't meant to be. I could go on with others, but I'm not discouraged. I know that even despite all that, I've showed great pace. With EPS as well, I've taken 2 out of the 3 poles this year, and I think the weekend that we were having setup issues all weekend, and we didn't know what to do, dry setup, wet setup, because it was sort of half and half and drying, and you never know what's sort of the best thing to do. So, a lot of learning this year, a lot more wet running in cars as well, which has been really good. So it's, lots of positives that I can take away, and I can, I've seen my pace and compared it against other people that I know are really fast, and yeah, just hoping that the luck and the opportunities will come around, that I can show that I can, really run at the front, I can win races, and that I can take championships in cars. I mean, I know that I've shown that in karting, and I'd like the ability to show that I can do that in cars as well. So yeah, and then I can sort of focus more on fully endurance rather than myself. But yeah, so going into next year, the KAs is something that I will definitely be doing. It's pretty much a done deal at this point. And apart from that, unfortunately, unless anything happens between now and the start of the season, I think that will be it. I'll be squirreling away money for 2022. I've got 4 to 6 offers on the table to run different championships with different teams, and some really exciting opportunities there as well, and deals that have been proposed to me. But unfortunately, I don't have the funds to take those opportunities and make the most of them. If there's anyone that's looking to partner with a racing driver, or looking to sponsor myself and find out what sort of things I can do for you, then of course, by all means, please do get in contact. I'll be really enthused to try to make something happen for next year, regardless of how late you think it is. If it means I can go for a championship, then that's what I want to do. But other than than that, or a or a fluke lottery win if I actually start playing it, then I don't see a lot of opportunity for me next year, unfortunately. But again, you never know, and I will train just as hard as if I've got a full season competing in a top championship. So I will be ready regardless. Don't think I won't be. But yeah, no. So it's sad, but it's one of those things, and hopefully it means I can come back in 2022 and really show what I can do. Going on into next year as well, I'm very much eager to go into and start to opening up what I do within motorsport, as far as I'd like to do some winter testing with teams, to help sort of develop cars ready for the season. I'm putting together a racing CV, so if anyone's interested in that, please contact me. Of course, coaching. I'd like to do a lot more instructing and driver coaching and things going into next year. As I've mentioned, safety car driving as well. I'd like to do more of that. So there's all these things that I'd like to do more of, and hopefully I can do more of. And so I'm not sat on my laurels doing nothing for next year. There's a lot going on. Away from the track, it's been a relatively good year as well. I know my social media following has, I think, over doubled on Facebook, and Instagram since January has grown, a fair bit, which I've been relatively, I should say relatively, I'm pretty happy with its growth. Still working hard at all of that, of course, and YouTube. I don't go motor racing for social media. I do social media so I can go motor racing. So it's definitely not. It's a skill that I've had to sort of learn and pick up over the last few years. But if it means that someone out there, sees the benefit in, I think I'm currently averaging between 4,000 and 7,000 sort of people seeing my posts and things on a monthly basis, just through Facebook alone. So, if people see value in that, and, the companies that I've been involved with pole position prizes and the interviews I've done with them, and my supercar, 4040 Racing, Peak Performance Reviews, ASGUK, all of these people that I am also actively involved with and doing things with, just to name a few, then by all means that reach out to me. I'd love to strike a deal and see if we can help you grow and develop as well as myself going into the next year or the next few years. So other than that, I just want to put out a massive thank you to everybody that's been involved this year, all of the teams that I've been involved with, all of my friends and everything, up and down the paddocks, across the land really, to all, like I said, all the team members that I've been involved with as well, all the other drivers, all of the marshals. Special shout out for you guys, to the organisers, the event organisers, the championship organisers, to everyone, the media that's been involved with, everyone that's been involved this year, the motorsport school, just absolutely everybody. So thank you all very much, and to my sponsors as well. Thank you, Peak Performance Reviews, ASGUK, Joe, Unknown Recruitment, and where's Tony as well. So thank you to all of you. Like I said, going into next year, hopefully we can make something happen. Otherwise, regardless, I hope everybody has a really good 2021. I hope we can put this pandemic stuff behind us. I hope everyone's had a really good holiday and has a good new year. And other than that, see you all next year. Have a good one, and don't forget to back the Boniface.